This is huge for the Toronto Blue Jays as they send not only a message to the New York Yankees, but they do so by a next man up mentality in a game that had a ton of action. And this is the beginning of what's going to be a crazy next few weeks for the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to break down this huge game, discuss what it means going forward, as well as multiple injury updates as some more players went down following Bichette being scratched ahead of tonight's game. But before we get into all, folks, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your support has been unbelievable. And man, oh man, my heart is still pounding after that one. We know this is the biggest series of the year, and this is a series you look back at not only because it's the Canada Day series, but because of the implications that this will have on the Jays wildcard spot, the AL East push, and you circle this in your calendar, you mark it as one of the most important series, a 4-game set in the middle of the season, just ahead of the trade deadline against an AL East opponent and rival, the leaders of the AL East. And the Jays come out, and despite dealing with injuries to Dalton Varsho before the game, or sorry, not Dalton Varsho, Bichette before the game, Dalton Varsho still, of course, being injured, George Springer, which we'll dive into later, going out with an injury, getting smoked in the neck by the glove of Jazz Chisholm. They find a way after going down 3-1, 2-0, then 3-1, to win the game. And man, oh man, this team is something else right now. And you can see this right here. Let's dive right into it. We know Ernie Clement, 2 for 5. He continues to absolutely mash. And this team has developed a next man up mentality. It is a mentality that we know, like when the Jays went down 2-0, you're thinking, okay, you're going up against an extremely difficult opponent in Carlos Rodon, and you're thinking, okay, you really need this team to step up. You have a few lefties in the lineup because of injuries they're dealing with and things like that. Everyone steps up in tonight's game. Clement, 2 for 4. Vladdy is the $500 million man playing like it right now. Gets the base hit of the year thus far to tie the game. I mean, it is just, I am over the moon right now. I am over the moon. This team is playing such good baseball. Vladdy laces a single with one where, George Springer smoked his neck. It's just a fantastic display of baseball. Davis Schneider, who's actually hitting decent now. I believe his WRC plus is up to 107, above league average following tonight's game. He goes 2 for 3 with a couple of big hits, a double and a single. Miles Straw, unbelievable as well. Like, his defense saved Chav Green a little bit. Just 2 great plays, and not necessarily diving plays or anything like that, but making the jump off the top as soon as the bat makes contact with the ball. He has some of the best reads in baseball, one of the best routes in baseball. Folks, I am truly almost out of words with how good this team is playing right now. You come in, and again, they're dealing with injuries. Bichette, we're hoping, and we're going to get an update. I'm recording this right after the game. I'm sure we'll get an update, and I'll have it for you in the morning, along with some other things. But there is a lot of, injuries this team is dealing with right now. Like in the bullpen today, they are really dealing with a lot of stuff. And coming into the game, you can see here, Jay's going into series without Bichette, Varsho, and Santander is less than ideal. It is less than ideal. And your bullpen, seemingly Yariel Rodriguez, your best bullpen arm as of late, was out. Nick Sandlin wasn't pitching today. You don't have Jimmy Garcia, who's supposed to be back soon and was hopefully going to be back for this series. Not the case. We'll have an update on that tomorrow morning from Ross Atkins. And we're going to dive into Max Scherzer as well, which we haven't even touched on yet. But the bullpen here, they were fairly nails. Like Mason Flaherty gave up a bomb to Cody Bellinger. Brendan Little was a little bit rocky. Braden Fisher, unbelievable. Shout out to the Dodgers for that Kevin Biggio trade because he has been unbelievable. Chad Green, 2 hard hit balls, gets the job done. Jeff Hoffman, really good. He's starting to look like himself again. And Max Scherzer, let's dive into him a little bit. 5 innings of 3-hit, 2-run ball. And in a game where you have Max Scherzer pitching what feels like hours ago because of how long this game seemingly went, he did seem to leave with an injury, which is a little bit concerning, but 5 innings of 2-run ball with 7 Ks against the New York Yankees. And in 2025, Scherzer has absolutely still got it. He touched 95.1 miles per hour at his peak. He looked very good. Now, he requested to leave the game after 71 pitches, which is the scary part. You can see this here. Blue Jays manager John Schneider and the team trainer visited Scherzer in the top of the 5th, and he did ultimately finish the bottom. But Scherzer appeared to tell him, "I'm fine," before staying in the game for one more out. We'll learn more after the game. As Scherzer left the field following the 5th, he appeared to tell Schneider, "I think that's it," indicating that he was done after 71 pitches. So some, thumb discomfort. A lot of updates are going to come out. We're hoping that he's okay because he looked really good. Now, this thumb is going to be something that lingers for a while. They need a starting pitcher. They need one badly. And, Ross Atkins came out today and spoke out about their need for a starting pitcher. Again, we'll cover that later, tomorrow morning. But, they need one right now. But Scherzer, a gutsy start, it is electric. I mean, it's Canada Day tomorrow, technically. we are in 2025 and the Jays are actually a good team again. And obviously last year was really bad. The year before that, like, they were decent, but this is the most exciting game. And of course, with how bad it was last year, we didn't have a single game of this atmosphere. And I got to give credit to every single Toronto Blue Jay fan who was in the Rogers Center today. Of course, the Canada Day game series are always fantastic. They've almost sold out stadium, over 40,000 fans. Everyone was rocking. It was loud, and I've been telling my buddies and things like that. This was the first time since 2023, really, but maybe even before that, that the Rogers Center felt like truly like a playoff atmosphere. And Jamie Campbell tweeted out during the game and before the game, it feels like October. That's the mindset that Toronto Blue Jays need to have. These games are going to matter a ton when we're looking down at the postseason race here as we continue to go down through. And I mean, for me, it's been so long since I felt like a Jays team actually had a chance to win every game with, again, with trades on the horizon, moves coming up, and the Jays just playing great baseball. A huge shout out to Vladdy, of course, the player of the game, but I got to give an honorable mention again to even just like Jeff Hoffman, but Max Scherzer for gutting it out. Got to hope he's okay. Now, George Springer, in case you missed it, he left the game after sliding into Chaz Chisholm at third. Springer appeared to hit his neck/windpipe area into Jazz Chisholm's knee, then appeared to be in serious discomfort as he left the field. Now Andres Jimenez enters at second base, and David Schneider moves to the outfield. Really have to hope he's okay. Like, we got to pray that tomorrow we get some good news. Bichette's in the lineup, Springer's in the lineup. That is the ideal scenario. Hopefully it was just a matter of getting his, wind knocked out of him for George Springer. It could be a concussion. He smoked the bag, but like, we gotta pray now that, these guys are going to be okay, because if they're out for any length of time, it's going to be difficult for this team to. But again, they've always went up with the next man up mentality. Like in a game where Springer, Berger, and Kirk go a combined, 0 for 9, 0 for 10, you still managed to win games. You had Will Wagner in against a dominant lefty in Carlos Rodon. He struggled a little bit. Nathan Lucas comes up with a clutch hit of the game as well to get the ball rolling, make it 3-2. Clase got a clutch base hit. Like, everyone's playing well. And as long as everyone continues to step up the way they have, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. smokes balls the way he has, 3 RBIs tonight. That's why you pay him the money. That's what you're going to do here. And Judge, I like the way I got to give credit to John Schneider too. Like, I'll rip him when he does bad. Some pretty good, not bullpen management necessarily. It was fine, but leaving Braden Fisher in that instead of bringing in Mason Flaherty when it was a switch hitter and Jason Dominguez up, very smart play. Bringing Mason Flaherty in after that, I don't know about that one, but it is what it is there, folks. I am excited. I am fired up, and boy, oh boy, it's going to be a crazy Canada Day game tomorrow. So happy Canada Day Eve, I guess. And we'll have a video for you all tomorrow. But folks, the Jays are back. The vibes are high. You win one more game, you guarantee yourself a split in the series at the very least. And as the Jays continue to get healthy, hopefully the Jays can continue to win. We'll have tons of injury updates coming for you for Scherzer, for, of course, Bichette, and George Springer. Stay tuned for all that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Cheers.